guys, it's me again, Irish, and welcome back to my channel. So, kamusta naman ang paghahanap nyo ng trabaho as a virtual assistant? Nakahanap na ba kayo ng client? Kung wala pa, don't worry. Nandito ako to share my experiences and some tips to help you out. For today's video, I'm going to share to you some of my nakakaiyak, nakakainis, at nakakabisit na experiences bilang isang virtual assistant. This is not to scare you, but to help you prepare and be aware of the challenges you might face on this field. Number 1, the long interview process. Isa sa mga una kong naranasan as a virtual assistant is ma-interview sa isang agency for almost 2 hours. Akala ko okay na yon, nakapasa naman ako, kaso hindi ako napipili ng mga client sa client interview. After lahat nga ng effort, paghahanda, at pagpapakita ng skills ko, wala ko nakuha miski isang client. It's frustrating kasi akala ko mababayaran yung pagod at hirap ko, pero in the end wala. Hindi ko naman sinasabing mali yun, kasi ganun talaga yung process. But it really showed me how competitive the industry is. Kung baguhan ka pa lang, and as much as you try to impress, expect na hindi agad magiging smooth sailing. Matindi ang competition at madalas mas prefer ng mga clients yung mga VA na may experience na talaga sa ganitong klase ng industry. Number 2, salary delays. Let me talk about salary delays. Naranasan ko to ilang beses at sobrang stressful talaga. More than a week kong hindi makukuha yung sahod ko. And ang sasagot ng sa'yo ni client pag tinanong mo siya is, I'll send it to you later. Pero the next day, ganun pa rin. Walang changes. It's really hard kasi may mga bills akong dapat bayaran. Wala na akong pambili ng food. Lalong-lalo na may dalawang akong anak na pinapakain at pinag-aaral. Imagine the feeling of waiting for your salary only to be told, I'll send it later every time. Tapos kung mapapansin mo, natatabunan na yung mga basic needs mo like foods and utilities dahil hindi pa dumadating yung sahod. Nakakaiyak to minsan kasi minsan hindi ko na alam kung saan ako kukuha ng pondo at hindi ko alam kung babayaran ba ako ng client o kailan ba ako babayaran ng client. Pero tiniis ko tong client na to for almost a year. And you might wonder bakit ko to tiniis. Well, it's me. Well, I think I'm a really very patient person. Pero looking back, I realized na I should have been vocal about it earlier. And don't let this happen to you. Always make sure that you are paid on time. Number 3, not getting paid. Another experience that I wanted to share with you is when clients don't pay you at all. Ito talaga nakakapanlumo. Nagtrabaho ka ng matindi, nagstay up late ka, tapos kapag natapos mo na yung task, hindi ka babayaran. This happened to me during the last week with my client. So, ito din yung client ko na laging delayed magbayad. And to make things worse, dalawa kaming VA niya na hindi niya binayaran. Imagine giving your all and working hard, tapos ang ending wala kang matatanggap na kahit anong bayad. Wala man lang explanation or apology si client. It's really frustrating kasi parang hindi niya na-appreciate yung effort mo. Siguro nung time na yon naisip ko na lang na it's part of the experience, pero it doesn't really make it easier to accept. Sabi ko sa'yo, nung nangyari to sa akin, mangiyak-ngiyak talaga ako eh. I know I'm not the only one who's gone through this. Kung ako ngayon, what I can say is that kung una pa lang, red flag na si client, like delay na magpasahod, then I think it's time for you to find a new client na. And mas okay yung usapan nyo when it comes to payment terms. Number 4 is losing clients all at once. Now, let's talk about my experience on this. So, noong mga panahon na to, hindi lang isang client yung nawala, kundi 3 clients. Nangyari to after December, wherein I lost all of my 3 clients. And to make matters worse, I don't have any backup plan or any savings at all. It was a huge shock for me because I had no idea kung kailan ako magkakaroon ulit ng client at kailan ako magkakaroon ulit ng income. Pakiramdam ko noon gusto ko nang mag-give up. And nagtatry na din akong mag-apply ulit sa BPO. Siyempre, lalo na may 2 akong anak na inaalagaan. And of course, I have to pay bills. Even nung time na yon nakatira ko sa parents ko, nakakahiya naman na hindi ako mag-ambag sa kuryente at tubig. and sa pagkain din, di ba? Yung desperation ko noon, naghahanap ako ng client kahit anong oras, lahat ng klase ng pwedeng applyan, ina-applyan ko na kahit hindi na VA, kahit pabalik na ng BPO, basta magkaroon lang ako ng income. It was so stressful at dumating din ako sa point na sa sobrang stress ko, nagpukulong na lang ako sa kwarto at umiiyak buong magdamag. Yes, sobrang nakaka-depress siya, but I knew I had to get back up and keep going. Life really hits hard sometimes, but I learned that even if things fall apart, you have to keep pushing forward. If there's one thing that I've learned from this, it's that there will be tough times, but there are also better opportunities ahead. Never stop moving forward. Isipin nyo na lang na pag may nawala, may dadating na mas better opportunity for you. Okay, number 5, VA drama. Naranasan nyo bang mapagtripan ng katrabaho nyo? Pwede nyo din ma-experience to. And hindi ko sinasabing lahat Pilipino Pwede itong mangyari kahit ibang lahi yung kasama mo sa trabaho. Pero magugulat ka kasi kadalasan ng pwedeng manira, mainggit, or kainisan mo is kapwa mo Filipino VA. Again, hindi lahat ng Filipino VA is ganito May mangilan-ngilan lang. Meron naman ako mga Filipino VA na kasama ko sa mga projects dati at hanggang ngayon is nagtutulungan pa rin kami or nag-uusap pa rin kami about sa mga trabaho namin. Pero ang masasabi ko lang is mag-ingat kayo sa mga kinakaibigan yung mga Filipino VA. Hindi lang kasi uso to sa BPO or sa office na trabaho. Even though we work online and we don't see each other in person, there are still a lot of gossip and drama that's happening in the community. It's unfortunate, but there are some people who will try to bring you down or worse, try to take your spot. There are moments when you feel like someone's trying to sabotage you or they spread rumors about you. And it's not easy because hindi mo na alam kung sino yung pagkakatiwalaan mo. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi lang sa BPO or sa office nangyayari yung mga ganitong bagay, pwede din siyang mangyari sa virtual space. So you have to be careful. But let me tell you this, again, hindi ko nilalahat ng Filipino VA kasi kahit anong lahi, pwede ka try do rin. Marami na ako nakilalang amazing Filipino VA who are very supportive and willing to help each other kahit magkakaiba na kami ng clients. Meron lang talagang iba na will make things hard for you. And believe me, alam ko madaming matagal na sa VA industry ang naka-experience na nito at na-experience to. Alright? Let's go to the next. It's number 6, which is clients with unrealistic expectations. So this is another challenge that I wanted to share with you guys. May mga clients ako na akala nila ako si Wonder Woman, na pinagawa na nila lahat sa akin ng trabaho. At minsan, nagbibigay pa yan ng unrealistic na deadline. I have a client na pinag-customer service ako, tapos pinag-social media management, tapos nag-graphic design din, as in ang dami nilang task na binibigay. Tapos ang deadline ay bukas na. And yung sahod is hindi tumataas. Imagine that kind of pressure. They expected me to deliver high-quality work all while juggling multiple tasks with tight deadlines. Sobrang hirap ng gantong sitwasyon kasi hindi mo na alam kung saan ka mag-uumpisa, kung alin ang uunahin mo. Tapos wala ka pang makukuhang appreciation. Pero looking back, dapat sa una pa lang nakipag-negotiate na ako sa gantong bagay. Hindi pwede yung ganon na lagi ka nga abusuhin ng kliyente mo. But I learned the hard way that it is important to set boundaries and communicate limitations. Wag na wag nyo hahayaan yung mga clients nyo na i-take advantage yung time and energy nyo. Wag na wag nyo hahayaan na abusuhin kayo ng mga kliyente. Number 7, clients with trust issues. Isa sa mga nakaka-stress na experience ko is magkaroon ng client na may trust issue. I've worked with a client before na kahit anong gawin ko or ginagawa ko naman lahat ng task na pinapagawa niya sa akin is may doubt or may duda siya sa mga ginagawa ko. Kahit tama naman, ini-insist niya na may mali, tas marirealize na siya pala yung mali. At minsan talagang pinagdududahan niya lahat ng ginagawa ko. Mahirap kasi kahit anong effort ang gawin mo or try mong kunin yung loob nila, hindi pa rin talaga niya ako pinagkakatiwalaan. At dahil doon, kahit masipag ako sa trabaho, lagi na lang akong nakatali sa mga tanong niya at mga paghihinala. Nung una, akala ko nagiging paranoid lang siya. Tapos, habang tumatagal, napansin ko lahat ng gawin ko, may follow-up question siya. At palagi ako chine-check. Minsan, parang hindi ko na magawa yung trabaho ko ng mga ayos kasi lagi siyang naka-check at naka-monitor sa akin. Parang, alam mo yun, wala akong peace of mind. Nakakapagod yung ganitong client at nakaka-stress din. One thing I realized from this is to be cautious when it comes to these clients na may trust issues. It's okay to show that you're working hard and prove your commitment. Pero pag sobra na at parang hindi ka talaga niya kayang pagkatiwalaan kahit anong gawin mo, it's sad to say but it might be a sign that this relationship is not working. Always trust your instinct and know when it's time to move on. Alright, so I made this video not to discourage you guys, but to give you a more realistic perspective of what you might encounter as a virtual assistant. Hindi lahat ng araw ay magaan at hindi laging smooth sailing ang magiging journey mo. May mga panahon na mararamdaman mong frustrated ka, stress ka, at minsan parang gusto mo nang sumuko. Pero tandaan nyo, hindi lang kayo ang nakakaranas ng ganito. So, lagi ko naman sinasabi yan sa inyo. Ang importante, you know how to handle these challenges. Sa lahat na nag-iisip na pumasok sa ganitong klase ng industry, I want you to be prepared. Hindi madali maging VA na tulad ng sinasabi ng ibang influencers. But it's also a rewarding experience. If you have the right mindset and approach, you might experience things na na-experience ko like salary delays, unrealistic expectations, overwork, or even trust issues. But these experiences, although difficult, can teach you a valuable lesson to help you grow. Not just as being a virtual assistant, but as a person. My goal is for you to learn from my experiences so that you can avoid these pitfalls and be more aware of what to expect. But remember, don't let these challenges stop you from pursuing your dreams. Be patient with yourself, learn to communicate clearly with your clients, and most importantly, take care of your well-being, guys. That's the most important. If na-experience nyo yung mga bagay na to at may mga tanong kayo, please leave a comment below. Let's share our stories and support each other. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button kung nagustuhan nyo tong video na to. So see you on my next vlog. Take care, stay strong, and keep moving forward. You can do this. So malapit ng Christmas, guys. Bye!